Next one is closed Anderson cycle or closed vortex system. This in 1965, J.H. Anderson presented in considerable details a conceptual design of an vortex power plant encased in a submerged structure anchored in a deep water to water of the Caribbean Sea. The plant was designed to operate with a thermal differential of 20 degrees centigrade between warm water and the cold water in the layer of 600 meters below the surface. Approximately 14% of the gross power generated by the plant was consumed by the plant accessory. Now, let us discuss how the closed Anderson cycle is operating. See, this is the sea level. This what I am showing. This is the sea level. So, this why we are calling this as a closed vortex cycle? Because the upper surface temperature which is available on the sea will be utilizing for the conversion of energy from hot water to final electricity by using some other circulant or what we are calling it is a one more type of working fluid. This is what we are calling it as working fluid. The temperature of the seawater will be transferred to the working fluid here, and this working fluid in fact it extracts the work so that the final product will be the electricity. So this is the sea level water, and nearly about 600 meters below 600 meters below approximately, you will find that hot water region. Now, beneath this, if you go further, you will go up to 1000 meters depth. You will find cold water region. So this surface, what I am going to show, this surface will be lighter than this surface. This surface will be denser and this surface will be lighter because of the temperature existence in the upper surface of the water, and lesser temperature, maybe around 4 to 5 degrees centigrade present in this, will be more denser. Naturally, denser molecule will settle down and lighter molecule will move up. We all know about these things. So this closed Anderson cycle contains all equipments are cascaded inside one thing. This chamber is a floating chamber. This is the floating chamber in which we are going to find the evaporator or a boiler or a turbine generator connection. We are calling it as alternators. Then condenser, everything will be closed in the floating chamber, and this condenser is connected to the depth water because we are going to supply the cooling agent, that is the once again cold water itself in the below water surface is supplied to the condenser in order to suppress or in order to reduce the temperature of the condensate here. So the cold water when entering into the condenser, it will gain the heat from the working fluid, and the temperature nearly about 2 degrees centigrade rise will be left again to the beneath sea water. So this is one portion and this is another portion. So this is internally connected with the float. Now let us see how actually this closed cycle Anderson or closed vortex cycle works. As we said earlier, the hot warmer surface of the water, this float will be present. So that what happens, the naturally available surface water, that is nearly about 25 degrees centigrade, will be taken in to the closed cycle system. Here in this case, this cycle system will contains and the working fluid will be different. This may be organic fluid, it may be ammonia, it may be propane, or it may be freon. Likewise, depending upon the situation we are going to use. Here in this case, we are using propane as a working fluid. The saturation temperature of the propane is less than 20 degrees centigrade. So that what happens, the available warm water which is nearly about 25 degrees is more enough for boiling the propane. So what happens, this working fluid propane will be entering into the boiler here. There will be a transfer of heat from the warm water to the working fluid propane. So what happens, this will the temperature will transfer to the propane. This the temperature is much more enough for this propane to convert it into liquid to vapor form. So the vapor form of propane, that is low pressure propane, will be entering into the turbine. What happens when the saturated propane, or it will be in the vapor state, when hit on the turbine, that turbine will rotate. So the turbine, when the turbine rotates, the generator shaft is also rotates, because these two are interlinked. When the vapor energy is converting into mechanical energy, this mechanical energy in turn will be converting into electrical energy because of this interconnection. So what happens, this generated electrical energy will be wired, and it will be transferred to the transformer, and then it is into the power grid. So this is about the power generation. Now let us come to this expanded vapor. What happens? This expanded vapor will be transferred to the condenser. Here in this condenser, the function of the condenser is to reduce the temperature of the saturated vapor to to convert the saturated vapor into liquid. How the cold water is transferred from the depth water source from this sea, and that water will take out the temperature of the condensate, so that it will be entering as a increased temperature water. So the entry level temperature of the water will be 5 degrees centigrade, and exit water temperature will be around 7 degrees centigrade. So it gains the heat from the condenser. So and it will be once again it takes back to the lower surface. So what happens here in this condenser? The temperature, the vapor state of the propane will be converting into liquid state. Once again, this will be using in the cycle. So this is a closed cycle. This forms a closed cycle. So that these are the four stages. That is, from the boiling, it will here the warm water will lose its temperature for by 2 degrees centigrade, and it will once again taken back to the warm surface of the sea. So here in this case, the liquid propane will be converting into vapor. Then this vapor will be transferred to the turbine. The vapor energy will be converting into mechanical energy, then mechanical energy to electrical energy, and the expanded propane vapor will be converting into condensate or liquid state, and now this forms a closed cycle type of voltaic energy. This is how we can extract the useful energy from the surface of the ocean to have final generation of electricity. So here in this case we need not to have any fuel for generation of as a source for generating the saturation vapor, and available surface temperature is much enough for converting the working fluid to saturation level, and this process will be continuous. This is how the closed Randall cycle power plant works. This is the explanation as I said earlier. Okay.